What's up, everybody? Cole Sands here. It is February 14th, 2022. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. Hopefully you fishermen aren't in too much trouble today and y'all get to go fishing soon. So yeah, I'm going to do my weekly fishing report like I do. And I missed the past couple weeks. I've been out of town at a Bassmaster Open. A lot of y'all called and texted me and just wished me luck through social media and stuff, and I appreciate that a ton. Had a really good finish. I finished in 10th. Super blessed, super excited. But got back in town this past week. Got to go on I took a guide trip last Wednesday and Thursday. Had two really good trips. Wednesday we had about 25 pounds, our best five. Caught over 20 fish. It was a really awesome day of fishing. And then on Thursday it was a little slower. We caught about 15 fish. Had about 16 and a half pounds. No big ones, but you know, a good solid limit. I apologize for the wind. It's super windy out here, but just real quick, just trying to help y'all out. What baits worked for us last week? When I got back, it seemed like we were coming off a cold front. It was warming up. I know Wednesday and Thursday we really had some really nice weather. You know, it was sunny, warm. The water temp. The Wednesday when I got out there, the water temp was like 42 that morning, and then by Thursday afternoon it warmed up to like 51. So the fish are moving around. They're coming out of their winter habits a little bit, moving up to their flats that they like to stage on before they move up to spawn. They're still a long ways from spawning, but they'll get, you know, they'll move up a little bit shallower than what they have been. Wednesday morning we get out there. Like I said, it was a little bit colder. Water temp was like 41, 42, something like that. My client caught a nice one that morning on a Diamond Baits Alabama rig, throwing them true bass swim baits on it. Caught about a 4-pounder that morning, kind of on a little deeper spot. I got about 8 foot of water. I caught one that morning. It was about a 4-pounder as well. I caught it on that Yozuri jerk bait. Just, you know, throwing it out there. I was kind of dead sticking it for a pretty long time just because that water was pretty cold. Caught some on it. Both days we caught a couple cranking first thing in the morning. Throwing this little hardcore MR60. The water was a little bit stained. It seemed like we must have had a lot of rain while I was gone to Florida. So I got one or two little cranking places I like to hit early in the morning. It's usually good for a couple keepers. Caught a couple on that. That's just a little crawfish color. Just, you know, kind of a smaller body crankbait. Something I really like to use just to get a couple bites first thing in the morning. Sometimes they're really good fish, but, you know, caught a couple solid keepers, and that's kind of how the week started. Both days, but no doubt the number one bait was a Yozuri Rattling Vibe. Wednesday, as it warmed up about 11 o'clock, we made a switch, started fishing shallow, and we put a hurting on some big bass on the Yozuri Rattling Vibe. As far as colors go, really kept it pretty simple that first day when we had that big bag. Our two biggest that day, we had one pushing 7, and then another one that was almost 5.5. Both of them came on the matte crawl color, 5/8 ounce. It seems like it's always about this time of year for me when that red color really starts to shine. So that's the matte crawl. Kind of got an orange belly. It's a really unique trap because it's not a glossy finish. It's a like it says in its name. It's a matte finish. So just something a little bit different. Same thing I've been doing. I've showed you some of my videos past. I'm yo-yoing that trap, ripping it up, letting it fall. And getting some really aggressive bites. You can tell the fish are starting to warm up. They're starting to fight harder. It's a lot of fun, man. So caught our two biggest on that. I'd say most of our numbers on Wednesday came off these two colors. My client was throwing, he made the switch to that royal purple, man, and he put a lot of fish in the boat. Several good ones too. I was throwing the citrus shad some. I like to experiment with colors when my clients are fishing, just to try to see, you know, what's the best color for that day. So, you know, I put the colors in my hand, or the colors in my client's hands that I know are working, and then usually I kind of experiment. You know, I'll go through 3 or 4 different colors myself, just trying to see what they're biting best. That way my clients can have the best opportunity at catching fish. So that day it was those 3 colors, and then Thursday it was good. You know, caught one that morning on a crankbait like that MR60 I showed you, and then, you know, the water was warmer. The trap bite, the lipless bite was so good the day before. I said, you know what? I said we need to go through our trap, and we immediately started catching some. My client definitely that morning seemed to do best on red. It seems like lately in the morning the red is really been a good color for some reason. I was throwing the citrus, caught some on it. The purple didn't play as much on Thursday for whatever reason. But one thing I did do as the sun got up, it was a super bright day. And that Thursday afternoon, the wind kind of picked up, super bright. I tied on a old school chrome and blue. This is the Yozuri Rattling Vibe as well, which has really got a kind of a cool scale pattern on it. But that color has been catching fish for years and years and years. Orange belly, chrome on the side, blue on top. I picked it up and immediately caught 3 or 4 pretty nice fish. And that's kind of been the baits that seem to play the best. Definitely that trap bite is going off right now. If you're trying to decide what colors to get, I would go with these 4 right here. I would get citrus, royal purple, that matte crawl, and then if you have a real sunny and windy day like we had, that blue and chrome. It's a color I really don't throw a ton, but it's a color that has caught fish for years, and it seemed to play really good that day. Now as that water cleans up, I've talked about this one, is that Ghost Pearl Shad. That's a really good color as that water gets cleaner and cleaner, and which it looks like it's going to. We don't really have any rain in the forecast for a couple days. And one reason I was throwing the 5/8, one, they were definitely eating bigger bait, it seemed like. Several of the fish we caught had tails of, I don't know if they were gizzard shad or bluegill or something, but you could tell they're a shad that was at least that big. The bait they're eating is at least 3 or 4 inches long. Now, with that being said, we did throw the smaller one a little bit, and we did catch a couple fish. That's the 3/8 ounce size. But it seemed like for us, the bigger size actually got more bites. So that was pretty cool. But what to look forward to this upcoming week. We got some cold weather moving in. Some of these fish might kind of revert back to that Alabama rig and jerkbait bite. But I think it's going to be a full blown out, shallow all these fish we're catching on the trap are 6 foot and less. So I'm going to have definitely them Rattling Vibes tied on. And then what I like to do, if they won't eat a Alabama rig, I usually start throwing a single swim bait, which I like, like a little 4.5 inch true bass. That's a 1/4 ounce head. That's something I throw around shallow a lot as well. I like throwing it off river bars, stuff like that. And then I also love picking up like a glide bait or a big line through swim bait. That'll be something I experiment with this week, and really try to get a good feel what these fish are doing. A lot's going to change in these upcoming weeks. The bite should get awesome. Always, every year February is when you see some of the biggest fish come out of this lake. So I'm so excited for my upcoming trips. February and March are going to be so good. There will be some tough days mixed in. That's just part of it this time of year. But, man, there's some giant fish to be caught out there. And I wish you all the best of luck. As far as the setup goes, still throwing that on 16-pound T7 fluorocarbon. I like a higher gear ratio reel. This is a 7.3 to 1. You could even go up to like an 8 something because, I'm ripping it up, reeling down. The shallower you are, the faster gear ratio you're going to want. 7.2 medium heavy Witch Doctor tackle rod Sermon series. That's the half glass, half graphite, and that's pretty much it. I definitely have these tied on, and good luck to y'all in the water this week. If y'all have any questions, be sure to drop them in the comments below. I'll try to get to them in the next week's video. But thanks everybody for subscribing to my channel, for the watch hours and the views. I appreciate y'all, and good luck in the water.